Peace and blessings, people. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. This is your boy, Musa Azakar, bringing you flame. You already know. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You'll be left in that loophole, man. Yes, you would. Shout out to the black YouTube out there, man. Ticket TV, O'Shea Du Jackson, Carcino, Kwame Brown, the league attorney, J.R. Wisdom, Professor Truth, Too Raw for Sports and Too Raw for TV, man. Shout out to these brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because they bring that flame. Now, normally, when I hear people talk, they try to say, oh, we're all the same. We all bleed the red blood. We are all God's creatures. Man, if y'all don't go on with all that, stop. We are not the same. Chinese don't call Japanese the same, do they? The Europeans and the Americans, white European Americans don't call themselves the same, now do they? Everybody on this earth consider themselves to be not the same. Not the same at all. But with black folks, we love to hold hands. Love to hold hands and kumbaya situations. But today, that's got to stop. The Professor of Truth got that real deal about your boy Akon. Yeah, Akon for real. You feel me? But yeah. They try to say Africans and blacks are the same. No, they're not. We are not the same whatsoever. Well, my man, the Professor of Truth, for the brain that's flame. So you make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Holla at your boy. Let's get into it. Copyright disclaimer, man. I love the Professor of Truth because he bring the flame. Hold on one second. So let's continue to cook with the Professor of Truth.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the Professor, and this is the Moment of Truth. This morning's briefing is one that I've been meaning to tackle for a while, so let's address the curious case of Akon. Or the con is more like it. Every time he opens his mouth, something stupid falls out. And it seems like he's in a competition with himself to see if he can top the most stupid thing that he said the day before. This fool hasn't been relevant since forever, and if it wasn't for his garbage comments, we wouldn't even remember he existed. Akon is just this putrid ball of insecurities, and he's got plenty of justification to be insecure, so he attacks black Americans as his means of trying to make himself stand out from the crowd, because he desperately wants an identity of his own.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Professor teaching, man. Professor, I got a question, Professor. Why Akon always trying to, jump on the back of black and then, try to take on, he don't take on the struggle, but he fake take on the struggle until he make his bread, you feel me? Another thing, Professor, why do people think that Africans and us are the same? I don't think we're the same. We don't even have the same phenotypes, But they love like the term African American. No, that's two different nations, and we're not Americans if you really think about it. We did not come from 16 colonies. Or the colonies, we didn't come from that. We came to we were slaves here. Forced labor. But anyway, just saying we're not the same people. Just getting it out there. Throwing it out there. Don't get mad at me. This is just truth. 2 + 2 = 4.
His means of trying to make himself stand out from the crowd because he desperately wants an identity of his own. And he's ashamed of the fact that the only reason he was able to get two nickels to rub together is because he had to pretend to be the very people that he cannot be. So to try to...
You know, I see a lot, no disrespect to the people who come over here, but for the people who come over here, y'all always love to say, we all the same. We all the same. You should forget about the past. Let the past be the past. You don't tell the Jewish people to forget about their past, now do you? Go tell them that and see won't they send y'all asses right back where y'all came from. Don't tell us what to forget. Don't tell us how we should feel. Don't tell us none of that shit. None of that. Tired of hearing that shit. Y'all motherfuckers come over so, not all of y'all, but some of y'all come over so privileged. Like you just better. So what the bank give you favoritism? So what car lots give you favoritism? So what the nation of the state of America give you goddamn it favoritism? Give a damn about none of that. My fathers built this motherfucker. If it wasn't for us. Let me stop, man. See, Professor Truth got me. Whoa. Anyway, let me let Professor cook, man. He got way more patience and integrity and smooth words. We just let him cook. But he know how to touch them buttons though, don't he?
People that he cannot be. So to try to suppress or otherwise bear these deep-rooted feelings of insecurity and inferiority, he decides that he's going to take shots at us, and the lower the better as he sees it. Like the time when he said that black Americans need to let go of slavery.
Bitch. If it wasn't for slavery, this motherfucker wouldn't be going on right now. Oh, just forget about slavery, you know? It's a new day. Man, listen here, man. Ain't about you hear all that shit. Hear all that craziness and that madness. I'm going to learn the knowledge of myself. And you ain't going to fool me. You can't fool me. Grown goddamn man. Continue to cook, Professor.
Clown knows all about letting go. He let go of his homeland and everything else just to get here.
Ooh, hey, me and my homeboy Aloysius. Shout out to Aloysius up in Murfreesboro. We always used to say that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And they always just brag on, and in Africa, we got this. In Africa, the Middle East, in Africa. Then why the fuck you over here then? Why'd you sign your rights to come over here if Africa and Middle East is so good? So-called Middle East. It's just a bunch of malarkey to me, man. Good. But anyway, continue, Professor.
People who don't let go of slavery. If Akon and his people don't think about slavery except when they're around us, then why did they come over here to be among us? Shouldn't he be back home among the people who have let go of the past and are moving forward? Oh, except they're not moving forward. See, Akon and his folks were the ones who collaborated with the Europeans in the slave trade. So, of course, he would want us who have let go of the past and are moving forward. Oh, except they're not moving forward. See, Akon and his folks were the ones who collaborated with the Europeans in the slave trade. So, of course, he would want us to forget about that when he means go of slavery.
One more time.
If Akon and his people don't think about slavery except when they're around us, then why did they come over here to be among us? Shouldn't he be back home among the people who have let go of the past and are moving forward? Oh, except they're not moving forward. See, Akon and his folks were the ones who collaborated with the Europeans in the slave trade. So, of course, he would want us to forget about that. What he means is, hey, I've been eating off of you guys for the longest time by pretending to be one of you. Don't mention the fact that me and my folks, more than likely, we were the ones who were helping the Europeans to carry out the slave trade in the first place. And, well, now I'm over here with y'all. Don't remind me of what a fraud I am. Don't remind everybody that I'm just a backstabber. And more
I'm going to leave a link in the description box, man. I am going to leave a link, man. The professor is the bomb. And you know, he may not be a part of the Nation of Islam, but the Nation of Islam is in him. Because anytime you mention Dr. Khalid, the darkness, Darth Vader himself, anytime you mention that, man, you got a piece of that NOI, baby. It's in you. It's in you. I see you, boy. Hey, Professor, I love you, man. I love your work. I love your channel. I let my son listen to you. And a lot of black men, you ought to let your children listen to him. You're going to learn a lesson. You're going to learn a lesson about history. You're going to learn a word or two. You definitely going to learn a word or two every day. You're going to learn how to speak in a more correct manner, proper grammar. I mean, dude is the bomb, man. And not too many people. I know a lot of people that, but you don't get that much advertisement because they don't want the truth to be advertised. They don't want that. But anyway, Professor, go ahead and continue to cook. I love when he cook meals, boy. This is just a 2-minute mark. Lord have mercy.
Over here with y'all, don't remind me of what a fraud I am. Don't remind everybody that I'm just a backstabber. And more recently, of course, everybody knows that he's been saying that African-American musicians don't have the same stage presence that African musicians have. Really, fool?
Really? Nigga, I bet you get all the people in Africa whatnot. Hard as some of you even know who then you throw Jeezy and T.I. over in Africa, they gonna be like, Jeezy T.I., yeah. Fuck that, man. How the fuck you gonna disrespect us and we get that motherfucker out the mud, nigga? Y'all wanna be like us. Everybody wanna be like us. Black man, black woman, you ought to feel good about yourself. Motherfuckers wanna take your swag, your beauty, your genes. And we want to be other people. Ain't that crazy? Ain't we some fucked up people? You better love yourself.
You're the one who fled here to where we are. And when you got here, you didn't dress like you were in Senegal. You didn't talk Senegalese. You came over here, you dressed like us, you used our slang, you walked like us, you stood like us, you imitated us to a T. Ain't a dang thing about your performance says African, much less says Senegalese. It says Black American, or at least that's what you've tried to cloak yourself as. And claiming that he has better stage presence than we do, how? If he really believes that African musicians and African performers have more stage presence than we do, then the test of that is real simple. You put 50 or even 50,000 people in a room and ask them to name one African musician. See if they can name even one. Hell, how many of them know that Akon himself is from Africa? Not that many. Akon didn't make his name or his money by being Senegalese, so he had to pretend to be one of us. He owes everything he has to us. But what has Akon done for himself? When people flee and they know they shouldn't have, this is how they live with themselves, by telling themselves they're better than the very people who took them in. But Akon's garbage takes didn't end there.
Do you want to walk that back at all?
No, it's not really more so a walk back. But what I do want to express is that sometimes when comments like that are made, like me, I always think according to what I'm personally going through myself. Right? And I personally witnessed, and nobody can sit there and tell me that I didn't go through poverty. Yeah. Like I was the, young African kid, barefooted, playing soccer in a village with no electricity, no running water. I knew what that felt like. And believe me, I know what poverty looks like. Yeah.
Okay, that's understandable. You running on dirt, kicking balls, whatnot. Nigga, we got our heads cut off, got our dicks cut off, had to fuck our sisters, had to fuck our cousins, had to fuck our mothers, our aunts to reproduce, to build for this motherfucker. Do you understand what that feel like? We ain't the same. You ain't cut from what we cut from, homie. It is what it is.
Also know what success looks like. Yeah. And from my personal experience, I'm having more problems successfully dealing with all that comes with success than I had when I was poor. I was actually happier when I was poor, right? So, but that's my personal experience.
Now, we need to take a moment to unpack some of this stupidity. He says that he knows what poverty looks like. I'll bet he does. That's why he got on the first thing smoking to be here. He and all the rest of his kinfolk failed to build where they were. So he had to come over here to where some people were actually building. And when he got here, he and the folks who came with him tried to blend in with us. But as soon as he thought he had a few pennies to his name, he then decided that he could show his behind. Next, he said that he had less problems when he was poor. Really, fool? Well, black Americans can certainly identify with that because we definitely had less problems before Akon showed up. Now, when someone says that they were happier without money, that's a liar. If he meant what he said, then he would have long since given away his money and gone back to no running water and all the rest of it, or at least walked away from the money and fame that he keeps chasing, using our talent and pretending to be one of us to get it. If money is caused...
I'm going to leave a link in the description box. I'm going to leave a link in the description box. Bravo. Bravo. It give me the tears because it's a beautiful truth. It's the beautiful truth. He is just teaching it. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor. But he just murdered Akon. Shotgun, sniper, 9mm, bear trap, whatever. He tore his ass up. But it is what it is, man. I hate people try to downplay officer. I'm not going to say slavery was a struggle. Part of it, but it was a success. Look what it brought about. The people it made, the strong people that's like diamonds, won't bend. And your presence alone have the atmosphere of God around you, homie. Especially when you're on that truth and speak on his love and sacrifice yourself. Ooh. This is your boy Musa. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Peace and a bottle of Haggry's, people.